Yeah, we find her, that beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gus up, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice, but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing it tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together, take your place in my heart. With your beauty I must say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make her heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'm a go-getter. Since I'm a go-getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl. Psych. Ooh,
It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
What up? What's going on? Welcome back. Oh yeah, what's going on? How's everyone doing? Dave Ramsey sued for $150 million. Kilo day, waiting they happen. Oh my god. There's so much going on in the world. Welcome back. As you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like button, share and subscribe. Let's ping everybody into the room. Welcome back. Tima Alpha, how you doing, my sister? Good to see you. Welcome. It's been a few days, so we have to wake it up. So hit that like button as you're coming in, okay? We have some things to talk about. This is going to be a lot of fun. My name is Ola. I'm your host here at my Empire. Yes, my Empire Pro, but also particularly Men of Prestige, okay? I am your host, and today we're talking about a special type of topic. Pull up. I'm going to be dropping the link in a little bit. If you want to call in, feel free. If not, we will end this in 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour, okay? But we have something, I think about 3 subtopics to cover really quickly as well. But nonetheless, if all we have time for is one topic, I'm good with it, okay? But again, I'm your host here at Man of Prestige. Welcome back. Shout out to you, the Man of Prestige, the Prestige family. Welcome. I'm sorry, over the past few days, I've been kind of like, right? So, but I needed to. I took some time. Also, the dusty nonsense that was going on here in the New York City area was a little bit weird. But again, hit that like button as you're coming in. Here at Mind of Prestige, we talk about relationships. We talk about self-power, social, emotional intelligence. We also talk about seduction and attraction. That's kind of like what we cover here. Just in case you don't know, go ahead and download this book right now. Maybe by the time you finish the show today, you'll be able to access also the 30-day smart relationship guide that we just released. I gave a few people access already, but this link right here, loveandprestige.com, by the end of the day on Monday, we'll be pointing directly in that direction. So you'll be able to download the book, but also access the 30-day smart relationship guide. It's a 30-day boot camp that you can put yourself through to improve yourself, particularly when it comes to improve your game when it comes to romantic relationships. All right. And if you want to be notified by me personally, just like I just did a few people, you just go through that link and join our WhatsApp group. Okay, alonala.com/WhatsApp. That's where you want to go. If that doesn't work, you can simply send a WhatsApp text message to this phone number, +1 732 305 8577. I want to say thank you to everybody who said happy birthday. Shout out to my son who turned 15 yesterday. My son, my first seed, turned 15 yesterday. So I want to say thank you to everybody who said happy birthday to him. I showed it to him earlier. I showed all the prayers, all the well wishes to him. I want to say thank you for that. All right. So yes, I haven't been here in a few days. Okay. What has happened in a few days? Not a lot. Okay. Come on. You've been watching other stuff in the past few days. So now the algorithms is right. That's why all those videos that I post during the time that I'm off, you want to be watching them, put them in your watch later playlist, and that way the algorithms doesn't go dead on you. But shout out to all 6 of you watching me right now. I appreciate you for doing exactly what I just said, because that's probably why you're here right now. But anyway, we have a couple of things to talk about today. I'm not really in a rush, just so you know. It's just that, again, I'm also okay with ending the show at about 1 hour these days, okay? But if the conversation warrants it, we will extend a little bit. But we can't do too long, But welcome back. I do have something that we're going to cover today. Let me see here. Anyway, let's talk about this. Why me? Why me? Oh, she said, why me? That's not the actual lady, by the way. That's just a stock photo. But nonetheless, why me? What would you do if this was you? We're going to go through the story really quickly. I'm wondering, what would you do if this was you? If you were married and suddenly you found out that it's not what you thought it was going to be. Well, I'll tell you something. In life, we're all going to find out that it's not exactly what it was all hyped up to be. But that's not a bad thing. That's not just imagine how boring life would be if everything was the way you fantasized about when you were a child, right? Just imagine how boring that would be, right? Yeah. If you can't imagine that, just wait for it. It's going to happen. Life is not the way, it's not going to be the way you probably fantasized about watching all those movies. Over the past few days, I saw Yemi My Lover reposting all of his. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And this was the content back then. Anyway, people ate it all up like Indomie. Okay, that's what it was back then, right? But clearly things have changed quite a bit. But let's talk about, we have about a couple of stories to cover today. We're going to get through the first one. Before we do that, I'll be right back.
Valuable advice.
All right, welcome back. I have this young man. I don't know how young this person is. These days, I'll be finding out that I'm much older than people that in my head, they look older than me, but maybe it's just my head. Who knows, right? But he has an advice. That's the first story we're going to cover today. Valuable advice for married men. Let's see. Let's see what he has to say.
Advice
So
for
one of the
married
advices
men.
my dad gave me when I was going to get married. I've been married for over 10 years now. Say, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Oh my boy, do you want to be right? Abi, you want to be happy? Well, if you're right, you're my friend.
Wọ́n ló lè fẹ́ ráìtì o, àwọn ọmọ fún ẹ o.
Wọ́n máa right lásán.
Tó o bá máa ráìtì, if you're going to be right.
Wà ní bàbá ńlá problem as a man.
Is it right or wrong?
You're right.
If you're going to be right, just ordinarily right, oh yeah, you're going to have tons of problems come your way. Yeah? You'll still be right though, but you're going to be right. I agree with him so far. Let's see.
This is the way we do it. This is how I did it. This is farabale.
When you get faraba, they say calming down. Be calming down. That's what they're trying to say. This is the way it was when in the 1960s when our forefathers, this wasn't the way it was. It's, relax. Don't hurt yourself. Relax.
Farabale. But charity no ever fed no happiness ló ń wá. Torí suggestion yẹn àwọn ọmọ mi wá.
Okay, let me do some translation, okay? He said, if... Okay, let me go back a little bit.
Wà ní bàbá ńlá problem as a man.
That's if you want to be right. As a man, especially as a man. I think all of us, honestly. But especially as a man, if you want to be right, you will have some serious problems. Why? You're right. It's because you're a truth teller. The rest of us are liars, okay? Somehow you're the only truth tellers in all of this, but the rest of us are liars. You're right, okay? You're still right.
This is the way we do it. This is how I did it. This is farabale.
Relax. Farabale.
Farabale. But charity no ever fed no happiness lo wa.
They say if you all you want is happiness, if you just want to be happy, if all you're looking for is be happy. I know what the truth tellers are saying right now. Who cares about happiness? Happiness does not feed the table, does not like. I am guessing you saying that makes you feel happy. But let's continue.
Torí suggestion yẹn àwọn ọmọ mi wá tó má ti.
See, that suggestion, he said, right? If you, all you want is be happy.
Bá ẹ sọ kó tètè máa gbà. Òfin ìwọ rè ọ̀zù owó ló ní ò lè tó lé.
They say you, all you're doing is working. You can't really make a home, right?
Ò lè set ilé kí lè fine.
I know somebody's be like, no, I can handle that by myself. I can clean the household. In fact, I wash plates, I clean the diapers, I wash diapers, right? And then you're going to miss the whole point. Jesus. Let him continue.
Fún wọn ní nǹkan bẹ̀ wọ́n fún ẹ lọ́bẹ̀ gidi. The woman will turn a house into a home. Wà ló láìdíà. Ọ̀gá, do you...
You say you have an idea. It's not an idea. No, you know exactly what it used to be. The right way to do everything, right? Not just an idea.
You want to be right or you want to be happy? For me, I want to be happy and I'm happy.
Yeah, this is the point where they say, hey, this guy's a simp. Why you just want to be happy? You're a punk. All you want to be is happy? That's just so soft. That's all you want to be, happy as a man?
You do.
You real. Now, let's go back a little bit. There's a message in there, okay? There's a message in there for somebody, okay? And I've always said it from day one here. This is where this sound effect comes from.
Well, you're right.
Listen, I'm very quick to tell you you're right. Not just because I want to tell you you're right. I actually do believe that you're right. I just don't know exactly what we're going to do with that, you know. We know you're right. Okay, there are multiple reasons why you're right. You know, what you see is what you see based off of your experience, your outlook on life. You know, you see what you see, and oftentimes what I see is different from what everybody else sees, right? In fact, what I see here is what I see. Don't take anything I say here. In fact, anything I tell you here is easier said than done, including knowing that you're right. Because oftentimes people have to prove that they're right because they actually don't believe that they're right. So they have a need, they have an obsession to be right. If you know that you're right, there's no need to be obsessed with the idea of being right. It's just pointless at that point because, hey, you know that you're right anyway, you know. But oftentimes people have the need to let everybody know they're right. They're telling the truth because they're having a hard time convincing themselves that they're right. Their face is disconnected from what their mouth is saying, and it's just a whole lot of confusion, right? And when people tell them that, hey, what you're saying is off, they instead of, if they're actually right, they're like, oh, okay, I'm patient, I'll wait, right? What they do is they engage in this shalaye with the intentions with again, they just need to prove that they're right. And clearly, whatever they're doing it's not working. Okay? It's not working. So, I think we're all right. I think all of us will be all right too. But I'm trying to point out also in a direction here that maybe the goal is not to be right. Okay? Maybe the goal is to be understood. Right? Maybe you want to be heard. Maybe you want to be seen. Right? Maybe you just want to feel right. Maybe it's not about being right. Maybe you just want to feel right. Right? Even when it's wrong. Why do people do all the wrong things in life when it feels right? Why is it that people that know the right thing to do will still do what is wrong? Because it feels right? Maybe, right? All right. But what I really like about what he said is be calming down. There's only so much you can see. Just calm down. Yeah. I'm going to play it one more time. I think it's a good message. Okay. I think the ones that don't like soft life or they are going about it the wrong way, I think they might find themselves like, he's a liar. He's just a softie. Mashir, don't hurt yourself. Okay? Don't hurt yourself. Relax. Okay? In fact, you're looking for it's the pursuit of happiness, literally. That's why you're looking for validations everywhere you turn. That's why you engage in these toxic arguments over and over again. You just don't believe that you're right. You need the other person to say you're right before you actually believe it. And I'm telling you, I'm giving you the permission right now, okay? I'm telling you that you're right. You can rest. You can zuka no ikwe or zukwa no ike, whichever one of it. I'm always confusing the two. I will learn it one day. Relax, okay? You're already right.
Well, you're right.
Advices my dad gave me. I was going to get married. I've been married for over 10 years now. Say, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Oh my boy, do you want to be right? Abi you want to be happy? Well, if you're right to my friend, to be my right lásán wà ní baba ńlá problem as a man. Okay, this is the way we do it. This is how I did it. This is Efarabale.
Don't hurt yourself.
Efarabale. But charity no ever fed no happiness ló ń wá. Sori suggestion yẹn. Àwọn mommy wa tó má ti bá ẹ sọ kó tètè máa gbà. Of which worry, hustle owó ló ní ó lè tó lé. Ó lè set ilé kí fine.
Somebody is stuck in this talking point right now. They're like, I can't totally. That's not the point. You missed the point. These are your problems. You missed the point. Okay? But in the grand scheme of things, it's for the woman to make a home. On a general scale, right? It's for the woman to make a home. You set the tone. Especially if you claim you want to be a leader. You set the tone. Okay? No, I don't set the tone. Congratulations. You played yourself.
The woman will turn a house into a home. While you lie there. God, do you want to be right or you want to be happy? For me,
I'll tell you right now, they just want to be right. Okay? The problem is that they will never believe they're right. They don't believe they're right. That's the issue. When they don't believe they're right, they engage toxic argument about nothing. They waste time, they waste energy, they waste all of their resources in the wrong direction. Just a bunch of powerless people, okay? Hey Coco, good to see you, Coco. Welcome back. All right, so let's see here.
I want to be happy and I'm happy.
Real. Yeah, I think I don't want to stretch that too further than that again. I want to go on to the next story. I'll be right back.
Message is for
all right, so let's talk about this one right here. Let's see. Yes, sir.
This message is for all the brothers out there. No matter what you do in this life, ensure that you don't end up with a woman who cannot or will not communicate her feelings. Women who can't communicate their feelings are the most vicious, unforgiving, and vindictive women. No matter what you do to this category of women, they don't see anything, they keep everything in their left hand. That's what they do. What they do is they wait until you are weak and vulnerable, and then they strike. I'm speaking from what I've seen in a lot of married men. I've got married friends, and I'm watching them and I'm studying them. Why is this? Because they married women. A lot of you guys say, she's very quiet. I don't want a quiet woman. If something is wrong with you, open your mouth and say it. Because most of these so-called they are quiet are the ones who wait for you at your low time, and then they strike.
Hey.
And when a man is down, and yet he's been stricken by the woman at home, it's always very hard for him to rise up. I'm saying these things, brothers. Personally, I don't date women who don't communicate, who don't talk. That's one of the things that attracts me to a woman. A woman who is expressive. She can tell me how she feels. There is something you are doing I don't like. We can talk about it, and then I can work on it. But those ones that if you shoot them, they won't talk. They are demonic. They are waiting for you. They are waiting for you. This is, as I'm a man, don't forget that my name is Femi, and sometimes I want to step out of the boundaries of my relationship. And I look at you like, this is just the kind of woman I want. She will never keep anything to heart. She wants us to talk about it. And then, some of you girls know, sometimes I send you hello on TikTok, but have I done anything with you? The answer is no. I'm not saying to
Why the fuck you?
Sometimes I want to just, but then I've not done anything with you, have I? That said, there has never been a time that Billy held back from expressing herself about how she feels about anything. And that's the kind of woman that creates a safe and healthy environment for me and her to thrive. But a lot of you women are not like that. And a lot of women, you are not seeing it. When you go and, she's quiet and gentle. I don't want it. Not that Billy is aggressive. She's one of the most calm, reserved. She's talking here. If you don't open your ears properly, you can't hear her. She's not lousy. I don't want a lousy woman. But when it comes to expressing how she feels about something that she knows is affecting our relationship, she opens up to me. So brothers, this is one thing you have to look out for in your woman before you go and marry an Emiri.
Emiri. All right, this man talk a lot too. A whole 3 minutes. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I gotta unpack. It's a lot there. There's a lot there that we need to unpack. Tima says, is he sure he knows what he's talking about? Wait, let me go back to what you said earlier. Exactly, the obsession of being right is a dangerous game. We all have right within our right, but no need to put it in people's face. Yeah, and it's a blind spot for most right people. They don't know what they're talking about usually, but they're already right. I don't know why they would just have a hard time believing it that they're right, but. And I mean that. I know it might sound condescending a little, but I don't mean that. I mean that you're actually already right. Because what you see, the way you see life is how you see life. That's your truth. No, it's not. It's not just my truth. It's the truth. Okay, you're right too. Okay, Motibo, you're right. All right. But the problem here is that I'm having a difficult getting you to believe that you're right. Wahala. Anyway, let's unpack this brother here. This brother... it's a boatload of nonsense at best. Okay, but I need to unpack it because there's some things he's saying that there might be some element of truth there. Not too far. How you did not to. There's some things he's saying that there might be some element of truth there, and I want to unpack it. So I'm gonna go over it again. All right, and then we'll get to it.
This message is for all the brothers out there.
All right, so they're always trying to save the brothers. Okay. Majority of these guys, they can't save themselves. They're trying to save other people. And you know what they say, right? You have to put your own mask on first. But I get it. Again, these are emotional talk, just ideas. So they're not tangibles. So it's kind of hard to know if you already put your own mask on or not, right? So I get it. They have some type of experience. They're like, you know what? Here's the conclusion. This type of people, they're just bad. Don't deal with them. Okay, so and they speak in absolutes, particularly with the point of frame. Their frame of reference is their own experience, and that's dangerous. It's dangerous. We're just too much of a unique set of species or human beings or beings. I don't know what you want to call us. Too unique, right? On an individual to individual level, and the generalization game is just, it gets to a point it's just very dangerous. Okay. He can't really help, you know. He wants to save just the brothers. There is no saving the brothers without accounting for the women of our society. It just doesn't work. Okay, if you're a simp, you won't understand that, because the only way you can see life is gender based. But if you understand how life works and how interwoven this whole thing is, you will never try to save just the brothers just in isolation, because it's an oxymoron. It doesn't work. The same thing, vice versa. You can't just save women and not save the men. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't work. If anything, you'll be making enemies of people that have to interact with each other anyway, right? So you're not really helping anyone, okay? But maybe I'm dwelling too much on just one talking point. Let's see if he says anything else that can be useful. I think there were some things there.
No matter what you do in this life, ensure that you don't end up with a woman who cannot or will not communicate her feelings.
All right. So a woman who cannot communicate her feelings, they come in all types of shape and forms. Even just that's one group of people, right? A woman who cannot communicate her feelings. Now, what do we mean by that exactly? Who is the judge of if she can communicate her feelings or not? Is she communicating her feelings and you just can't hear it? Or she's actually not communicating her feelings? Those are two different types of people in the same group of people, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the judge of is she communicating her feeling or not. What if you're misjudging that situation? What if you just don't want to hear the truth, right? What if the truth is in front of you and you're just in denial about it because you're like, she needs to know her space? What if you're not even that rude? You're not really a rude person. You're just complacent. You just can't see it. You're oblivious. You know, the ladies here at this point, they'll be like, oh, oblivious. No, you're just being wicked. They're also in the same boat. All of us are in the same boat. Okay. But it's a reality. Sometimes when you've spent enough time around people, see finish just enter, you just can see what you can't see. Not out of a space of you're wicked, you can't see it. What if she had said it one or two times and it happened to be maybe 3 months ago when you were not in that space where you could hear it? What if 3 months now later down the line you're like, can you speak? Can you speak your feelings? Can you tell me exactly what you're trying to say? And at that point in time, she's already completely broken down and she doesn't know what she's even trying to express. What if she doesn't know what she's trying to express? What if she knows how she feels, but she can't put her finger on it, right? Forget all of that. We've been talking about she, right? What if you as a man are actually a terrible communicator, right? What is a terrible communicator? You just want to talk. You don't care about how it lands on the other side. You don't care about how it's received on the other side. Because what? Because you're just speaking the truth. They should be able to receive it however way they want to receive it. That's their own problem. What if you're that guy, right? There's so much in a person who cannot express their feelings. Now, if you happen to be correct, if this brother happened to be absolutely correct, right? And he's just saying, you know what? I know what one looks like. A person who cannot speak their feelings and is correct. And all the vested powers in the world, you know, they looked at it and say, he's correct. This woman right here needs to learn how to express her feelings. What if he's correct, right? Now, if he's actually correct, it's also true that there are men who don't know how to express their feelings. I can't talk about that without talking about just human beings. There are human beings who just don't know how to express what they feel. Now, when you end up in crisis, right, there's a theory that you either go for flight or you fight, right? For the most part, the people that are fighting, they consider themselves communicator because they're talking. They're doing the talking and they want to correct you and set you straight right now. right? The ones that are flight, those are the ones that goes into their corner, they shut down. You know what? They can't deal. They don't have time for wahala. You know, remember the gentleman we just played in the other video, right? They don't have time. You know, they don't have time. Yeah. You know, like, I just want to be happy. I don't want to be right. Okay, you are right. But that's not always good either, because oftentimes resentment, you're sowing seeds of resentment either inside of yourself or the other person, like this gentleman who feels like you never express your feelings, right? And resentments are energy, forms of energy. They don't go anywhere. You're just pushing them into the future. They are gaining more energy and gaining more wings. By the time they bust wide open, you won't be able to handle it. Okay? So now, here's the thing. The idea of generalizing people that are flight, they go for the flight when it comes to this crisis or this conflict, and saying they're just evil, it's not accurate. There's too many people like that, and a lot of these people end up in healthy relationships because somebody, either themselves or a partner who was patient enough, was able to look at it and say, you know what, we could work on this. I could feel this void over here. I have other voids in my own side that you can help me feel. There's value that you bring into my world, even though you tend to shut down. You don't really express your feelings in a timely manner, in the way I would like, right? Right? In the way I would like. Yes, it's my preference, but hey, this is my cross. I have to carry my cross because you have your own cross as my partner, romantic partner, and you have to carry that cross because I'm not perfect either, right? Right. So it's the generalization for me. It's not true that they're just always wicked. What did he say? It's just not true.
Her feelings. Women who can't communicate their
Hey,
feelings are the most vicious, unforgiving, and vindictive women.
They are the most vicious, unforgiving, the most vindictive women. To me, the way I interpret that is that men who can't express their feelings, they are the most vicious, unforgiving, vindictive. No, I don't agree with that. There are too many people that are just like this. It's another flaw of human beings, and you're just going to have to learn a better way to handle this rather than shutting down, because he's shutting down. He's concluding. He's making a conclusion. These are just evil people. Okay, he didn't say evil. I'm exaggerating, but he's saying these are people you should avoid. No, that's not true. That is not true. There are too many people, okay, amongst us who are like this, and there are tools, there's knowledge, there's game that you can learn to learn how to mitigate this. And you might be surprised. You might find it shocking that actually there's a good side to this.
He shock you.
Okay? The people who tend to shut down, they don't express their feelings, they're also the one that might let go a little bit easier, faster. They're not paying that much attention. It's not that deep for them. You might think they're shutting down, they're not expressing their feelings, right? And the key thing we need to understand here, okay? The key thing that we need to understand here is to do proper assessment before you generalize. It's not about he's wrong. I don't know if he's wrong or right. He's probably, again, he's right. He's probably speaking from a place of experience. But to now get out here and try to teach my brothers and ask a bunch of brothers to go and generalize and then look at like, what's wrong? Like most men will tell you, most men who are matured, who have experience will tell you they've been in this space where they say, what's wrong? And the woman says nothing, but there's something, right? She's not ready to talk at that point in time. Now that man, if he's not matured enough, what is he going to do? Right? He's going to be like, oh, let me start digging through the phone. She's vindictive. She's looking for ways to hurt me. It's going to backfire. Now your insecurities will kick in because you listen to this brother say, hey, if they don't express their feelings, you're already feeling this way. This is just your feelings. You're already feeling like your woman don't express her feelings. And now you hear this brother say, when a woman doesn't express their feelings, they are vindictive, unforgiving, vicious, whatever he called them, right? you can relate with that feeling. It's all feelings. It's not necessarily reality that you should be working with. But now you get caught up in your feelings, your insecurity that has always been there, because you can't blame this brother either. You owe it to yourself to learn this stuff, right? And now everything rises to the top. And before you know, you start digging through the house and start to see, is there something that she's hiding? Maybe she's going to try to hurt me, especially if you have experience of women that have hurt you in the past. It's just a bad idea. Completely bad idea.
Women who can't communicate their feelings are the most vicious, unforgiving, and vindictive women.
So, in order for me to take him even a little bit more serious, because he might be right. Actually, he's right. He's speaking from his experience, right? He will need to give me what that looks like. What does it look like? Okay? What are the signs of a woman who cannot express their feelings? What do you mean? They just can't express their feelings. What do you mean feelings? That means you read their mind, you know what they're feeling, but they didn't say it out in words. Can you show, because I'm not a mind reader, ultimately, I try my best to understand what's going on, read the room, but I'm really not a mind reader at the end of the day, right? Can you give me some signs of what that looks like? Then we can validate what he's saying a little bit, but I'm guessing we're not going to get that.
No matter what you do to this category of women, they don't say anything. They keep everything in their left hand. That's what they do.
They keep. Are there human beings who keep things in their left hand, and they keep it for the day they're going to hurt you? Yes. Should you be looking at your romantic partner this way? Don't hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. Okay? Because as much as you are sharing this with brothers, there are women who are sharing this with other women. Okay? You can't win. No one can win this game. It's just a bad idea completely. Shout out to you, Chinye. Shout out to Lady Navora. Welcome. Hit the like button. Thank you. It's a bad idea.
What they do is they wait until you are weak and vulnerable, and then they strike.
They wait until you're weak and vulnerable, and then they strike. What is the difference between this and saying, my husband did not help me wash plates yesterday, he's just a wicked soul? There's not much difference. Okay? The only difference is the story that is being told right now, but the tangibles. But it's really coming from the same space. You know, people that marry a person and then want to turn around and call them evil without holding self accountable. I'm like, wait, but you married this person. Can we talk about that part? What was it about you that attracted this person? Because that's the most important part of this whole thing. That's your point of leverage. That is your point of leverage for your power. Not the fact that they're wicked. If you think they're wicked, you're right already. Because, that's how you see it.
You're right.
But, and after that, what else? What else? Because you're still married to this person. And if they're wicked, that's a conclusive statement. Right? That's a conclusive statement. You made a conclusion. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Because you, at the end of the day, cannot control other human beings, especially adults. What? No, you can't even control children. It just doesn't work.
I'm speaking from what I've seen in a lot of married men. I've got married friends, and I'm watching them, and I'm studying.
So he's not married, but he has married friends. So he's also concluding that he knows what is going on in this married man's home by just watching, right? Now, he didn't say that he's not married, but I'm guessing he's not married, okay, based off of what he's saying right now.
Them. Why is this? Because they married women. You know, a lot of you guys say, she's very quiet. I don't want a quiet woman.
He doesn't want a quiet woman. Now, if you're looking for a wife and what you're looking for is a quiet woman, you too self, you go collect. It's going to be really, really bad. Being quiet has nothing to do with character or skills or game as a wife. There are men who are he's right about this part. There are men who are lame enough to say, I'm just looking for a quiet woman. Why? because they come with peace of mind. Huh?
Continue.
What? Yes, they exist. Okay, especially in this social media space, because she's quiet, she's peaceful, right?
If something is wrong with you, open your mouth and say it.
Now, he's wrong about that. In fact, all of us, when something is wrong with us, oftentimes, especially if we're talking about feelings, emotionally speaking, we're not necessarily able to put our fingers on what's wrong. Sometimes we just feel some type of way. We can't really put our fingers on it. So imagine if you're being judged by your wife when you are just being she interprets it as moody, right? But you just need a little bit of a quiet time. You're in the corner, me time, but she's seeing it as moody. What is wrong with this one with mood swings all over the place? Imagine if she starts judging you in the same way. Like something is wrong with you, but you can't speak your mind. Just imagine what kind of war zone are you creating as a family in that case? If everybody's now in there, something's wrong. Oh. It's like you're walking on eggshells in your own house. Where is grace in this conversation? Where is patience in this conversation? It's lost.
Because most of these so-called they are quiet are the ones who wait for you at your low time and then they strike.
These people are just wicked. You're just waiting around. They are quiet. It's not because they're in a mood swing or anything like that. It's not because it's just their energy that's down right now, right? Not because they need a shot or something. They're just looking to strike. Majority of these people on this internet these days, they're impressionable minds. They take everything and they swallow it as gospel truth. If somebody who is weak enough hear this kind of stuff, they're like, strike.
And then when a man is down, and yet he's been stricken by the woman at home, it's always very hard for him to rise up. I'm saying these things, brothers.
He didn't say anything. He's saying these things. He didn't really say anything. Are there people that are going through something like that you can relate to? Like, yeah, I felt stricken by my wife yesterday. Yeah, I felt it. Yeah. Are there people like that? Yes, of course. There are people like that. Is that necessarily because the person was just trying to strike it? No. What's the point I'm making here? Make sure you do proper assessment before you make these kind of conclusions. They're dangerous.
Personally, I don't date women who don't communicate, who don't talk. That's one of the things that attracts me to a woman.
So once he's dating a girl and one day the girl is kind of feels some type of way and he says, what's wrong? He said, nothing. And you could tell something is wrong. Instead of giving some space and say, I'll give her some space, some grace, some patience, she will express herself in a little bit. No, she won't. Okay, can you at least give you some patience? Okay, can you give yourself patience? Forget her for a second. Give yourself some patience. You don't have to have all the answers to every problem. You solve the problem she's going through right now. Why don't you too, you deserve soft life. Let her deal with it. Let her sit. She's not bothering you. You could just tell something is off. Okay, babe, feel free to come to me if you need to. What's wrong with that? No, she needs to. I'm just going to dump her immediately and ghost her. You won't dump her. What you'll be doing is that you'll be obsessed with being right again. You will engage that conversation. It will become an argument. And nothing good is going to come out of that. This is the reality when it plays out in real life. It's not going to just dump the girl because she's quiet. That's not what's going to happen. What he's going to do is try to force her to talk in that moment in time. And it just doesn't work. I'm speaking from experience. It doesn't work. You have to give yourself space. Forget giving her space. Give yourself space. If she needs space to deal with some things internally, let her do that now. Before you conclude that, she's vindictive, she's just going to... You will hurt yourself.
A woman who is expressive, she can tell me how she feels. There is something you are doing I don't like. We can talk about it, and then I can work on it. But those ones that if you shoot them,
Then when she's expressive, a woman who is expressive, who wants to talk about it as it's happening in real time, now you will say she's too assertive and disrespectful because it's pouring at you so fast that you can't handle it. There's pros and cons for every single one of those. However way you want to categorize it, there's pros and cons for it. Making conclusive statements and conclusive ideologies is not going to help you. You will hurt yourself. Now, I just thought, she was expressive and she could speak her mind. It was going to be a healthy relationship. And then you find out that you're collecting left and right because she doesn't know when to pause or how to speak to you as a man. Now you're like, she's assertive and masculine. And now you got problems. These are the issues with generalizations. They don't work. These things that we're talking about is a dance. We can go that way, we can go that way, we can swing this way, we can go that, we can decide to stay in one moment and squish some breasts. Right? Why must everything be 1 and 0 and black and white for you? Life is never that deep.
they won't talk. They are demonic. They are waiting for you.
They are demonic. They are waiting for you. Because you were looking for an expressive woman who can talk. She expressed herself. A very, very smart girl. And now you don't know how to handle that because in your brain, you thought quiet, but in your brain, you thought expressive means healthy relationships. And now you're caught up in your feelings. You don't even know how to handle it because, let me tell you something. What attracted you the most for every single one of you, including myself, is exactly what you're going to end up resenting later. You need to prepare for that. Precisely what attracted you, you will end up resenting later because you're going to be on the receiving end of the cause of it eventually. And then you will need to learn what you're running away from, which is how to have a dance, how to have a smooth dance. I'll say, wait, I said, something happened there. Okay, let's switch this way. You know what? I got you, babe. Instead of saying, no, never go to that side. Never go to that side. What side? Which side? That side is the safe zone right now. But because you've concluded in your mind that it's either one or the other, it's either right or wrong, everyone is now confused. Now you're forced into a corner where you have to call somebody a liar, call them wrong, call them evil, call them all these different funny names, vindictive, unforgiving, forgiveness. You can't manipulate people into forgiveness. You just can't. It doesn't work. They might even tell you, okay, I forgive you and not really forgive you. What do you want to do? If you're not patient with these processes, you will hurt yourself.
They are waiting for you. This is why, as much as I'm a man, don't forget that my name is Femi, and sometimes I want to step out of the boundaries of my relationship.
His name is Femi because of the stereotype. Femi, they are playboys. Is that what he's trying to say? This nigga right here is not a playboy. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not. He has too much time for everything else outside of nuances. It's not a playboy. Okay? This is one of your examples where Femi or Tunde or Ola doesn't mean a playboy. Okay? Or whatever names they say in your own town where you're from, they're supposed to be the playboy. Irony. It's just enough people named Femi. It's the same issues with RNs. Okay? It's enough RNs to blame all your problems on. That's all it is. Okay? That's what it comes down to. Okay? Let's see.
And then I look at Billy and I'm like, this is just the kind of woman I want. She will never keep anything to heart. She wants us to talk about it. And then, some of you girls...
Talking is not communication. Please, let's get that correct once and for all. Talking is not synonymous to communication. Or at least it's not effective communication. At the very minimum, you cannot claim that talking is effective communication. Okay? The most effective couples when it comes to communication is not talking. Okay? It's effective communication whenever it needs to happen in the form of talking. It's effective. It's less is more, because they understand their point of leverage. When you get the point of leverage, power, leverage, right? When you have the keys to an engine, you don't have to be doing this before the engine will start. Or you have to put the key, and then the engine goes quiet. It's not noisy. It's only empty barrel that make noise. So that's always true. And when you have the key, you just and then it flows. Not only that, it uses fuel efficiently, right? Everything is just, and then when you're moving in it, you won't feel the bump. The shocks are in the right place, right? This is true in every aspect of life. If you have to it's a lie. It's a lie. You need the keys. Talking is not communication. You need the skills. You need game. This is very, very important. Important.
Sometimes I send you hello on TikTok, but have I done anything with you? The answer is no. I'm not.
What is wrong with if you do anything with anybody you send hello to on TikTok? There's nothing wrong with that. He's assuming something is wrong with that. He's trying to play I'm a Mr. Holy right now. Oh, when I slide in your DM, I'm just being holy. I beg. If I slide in your DM, don't just make conclusive anything, though. Okay? There's probably something I want. It might not necessarily be quickos, but I want something. Okay? But this man, he's trying to manipulate all of us that, hey, I started your job, I didn't really do anything. He's trying to play the good guy, but also trying to play playboy at the same time. I don't know how this is all relevant, right? The bottom line is that he's generalizing grossly and it's not working.
Saying to be, I'm not perfect, but then sometimes I want to.
I'm not perfect.
But then I've not done anything with you, have I? That said.
So they're supposed to answer in the comment and say, yes, you've done something with me. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do with this information.
There's never been a time that Billy held back from expressing herself about how she feels about anything. And that's the kind of woman that creates a safe and healthy environment for me and her to thrive.
So when a woman cares about you, gentlemen, let's talk about this. When she cares about you and she really likes you, okay, the last thing she wants to do is start having a conversation that can potentially hurt your feelings. Potentially, okay? Right? Potentially, she's literally trying to protect your feelings. She has something she wants to say. She wants to say your breath is kicking or something like that. Abi, bros, your snoring is getting a little heavy. Can you do some kind of sleep study or something? But he really doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Is this is she being vindictive and just want to hurt you? What is going on here? Right? Is that because she's not trying to hurt your feelings. She has feelings about certain things that's going on. Your breath is kicking. Bodily, I want you to clean up a little bit. Clean under those balls. Your finish don't they enter. You don't clean yourself up like you used to clean yourself up. But she's going to protect your feelings for as long as she can. Yes, potentially hurting herself in the process. I'm not advising that people should do this. But at least for a while, right? She might not be able to tell you exactly how she feels. Is that her being vindictive and then she will strike one day? In fact, there are other things that's going on around the household, around your lives that continue to demonstrate that she cannot feel free to express her feelings to you because she doesn't feel safe doing that with you. Right? So this is a response. What he's saying is a response to other things that have happened, right? Instead of saying, you know what? She wasn't feeling safe enough to express her feelings to me. I would definitely encourage you to please feel free. Encourage, give your partners, men or women, give your partners the freedom to express their expectations to you. Just give them open floor, open door policy. Continue to express that is open. Listen, you can't hurt my feelings. I love you. You love me. We're here together. You can say that to continue to make them feel safe. And the more you demonstrate they can do that, the more they will feel free to do that. Right? That's what we need to be addressing. Not saying they're vindictive, they just want to strike. Maybe there was a long process between when they tried to express themselves and then they shut down, and now before you know it, you lost your girl to somebody else, and you're like, oh, she's vindictive. She never told me how she felt. Maybe, but most likely you probably weren't listening either. It is possible. There are people, but it's minority. It's minority that are just like outrightly, I'm not going to express my feeling because I need to strike. That's not how that works. That's cap at best.
A lot of you women are not like that, and a lot of women, you are not seeing it. When you go and she's quiet and gentle.
A lot of you women is getting to the point. The point is that he's had experience with women. He felt they will not express themselves. That's the point here. What about everything else in between? What is the story? What's the story? Tell us the rest of the story. No, let's just generalize.
I don't want it. Not that Billy is aggressive. She's one of the most calm, reserved. She's talking here. If you don't open your ears properly, you can't hear her. She's not lousy. I don't want a lousy woman. But when it comes to expressing how she feels about something that she knows is affecting our relationship, she opens up to me. So brothers, this is one thing you have to look out for in your woman before you go and...
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, all of us, no one is going to open up to you if they don't feel safe with you. It's really that simple, okay? That's the first point of leverage before we worry about holding people accountable to being to communication. Let's first of all make sure, this is the part that nobody talks about, okay? Let's first of all make sure that people feel safe enough around you to open up like that, okay? In fact, the more you're trying to hold them accountable to open it up, the less they feel comfortable, because they already feel judged, right? Because what you call expressive is like expressive. Okay, can I tell you how, babe, it smells like fish down there. Can you handle that? Yes, I can handle that. You just need to tell me. Process that properly. Okay, after you've processed that, there's one more step before we get to the other person expressing themselves to you. Okay? How long have you intentionally engaged in making sure that your partner feels free, feels safe to express their expectations in general to you? Right? Have they said anything that hurt your feelings in recent times? Have you considered that they were just trying to... Right? Now, after you've gone through that process, you can now say, you have all of this in you, you didn't tell me. I guarantee you, if you go to the first two steps, you won't need to get to the third step because they feel safe. In fact, they found a way to tell you in a loving manner that they don't have to worry too much about you being offended, because they know for a fact you're not going to be offended. They take it as love. They receive it as love. Okay? So that's that. This brother, Emiri Biti Bawu, Emiri. Marian Emiri.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, what you just heard had nothing to do with Emiri or wicked, vindictive, or it has nothing to do with that. Okay, he was capping for the most part. Okay, so element of truth there as usual, because again, generalizations has truth in it. Okay, it has truth in it, but it's the truth of a minority. Okay, it's not stuff that you want to make conclusive anything out of, right? You want to continue to look at your situations and measure them on an individual by individual. Listen, But how long are we going to do that? We can just see some numbers and just know that some things are general. No. You're going to hurt yourself. Human beings are not built that way. Okay? You need to, if we're talking about personal, interpersonal relationships, especially in a romantic context, you need to learn how to do active listening. That's all you can do. Okay? Because you're going to attract what you fear the most. Hey, Born Chan says the problem is not with the quiet people, but with the interpretation of their quietness by others. That interpretation is almost always wrong. Exactly. That's precisely what I am talking about. Or call her nagging. Yep. She was being expressive. You call her nagging. She's expressing her feelings. These are not the issues. The issues are deeper than any types of black and white assessment. Okay. Hey, Grace, everyone. My first night of being able to check out the live videos. I just watch and say make them give Mr. Pledge small owo. My guy, shout out to you. Gracious greatness. I see you. No, I haven't been here in a few days too. But welcome. Damn if you do, and damn if you don't. Yep. These are the issues. This is why generalizations will continue to fall on his face. This is why we're all struggling, okay? Because we all tend to generalize off of our experience, but we all need to be careful with it, okay? And generalizing is, if you generalize, you're a normal person. It's not that you're wrong or anything like that. I just want you to be aware that you're speaking from your experience. Particularly just know that you're speaking from your experience, and you're probably not in the right position to advise other people or help other people without making sure that you are transparent with the fact that this is my experience. If you're not going to be transparent about your personal experience, and you're going to say, most of you women, except the Billy that I'm dealing with, will not express yourself. Bro, stop it. First of all, that's not the issues, okay? Second of all, a lot of human beings will shut down first before they fight or try to fix issues. It's just the way human beings are set up, fight or flight. Some people are just more comfortable with shutting down first. And some of them will shut down forever, potentially destroy their relationship. Yes. But if you haven't done the assessment for that individual relationship, don't make that conclusion. It's dangerous, okay? And like I said, if you care about that relationship, it's in your best interest to make them feel safe enough to express themselves. And that takes patience. And the way you demonstrate that you've given them that freedom is by demonstrating patience, right? I suppose if a woman cannot just speak her mind. No. That's unnecessary conclusion. Okay? Unnecessary. This guy, they play. Let's see if I missed anything. Is the guy from Misaleko? No, the other brother was from Misaleko. I think you missed that. We covered one story before. We're going into the main story right now. Yeah, all of that was not relevant. He's trying to say, he's trying to paint a picture. I'm a playboy. I'm just telling the truth. Lie.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Yeah. Maybe she communicates in other ways, but he didn't say it. In fact, a lot of times, there's a saying, okay? The Sims will overreact to this, just like they overreact to Happy Wife, Happy Life. There's a saying that women don't lie, men just don't listen. Okay? Women don't lie, men don't listen. Okay? That's not to fault you for not listening. Again, men and women speak two different languages. It takes patience to create a level of understanding where you can create harmony in a romantic relationship. That's really what that means. It's not for you to overreact and say, he's always blaming men for stuff. Relax. See how that brother said earlier, said relax, okay? Don't hurt yourself, relax, okay? The point is that we speak two different language, okay? And you don't listen part, I get it. It might come off as offensive, but relax, okay? But the point that I want you to get is that oftentimes they might be speaking, communicating, yes, terrible form of communications, okay? Yes, like the rest of us, right? But you weren't listening, or they don't feel safe to say it in the language that's be explicit enough to call it what it is, right? Or they're trying to read the room, and oftentimes that can get lost in the middle of the medium, right? But to conclude that somebody's just trying to be evil, it's just always going to hurt yourself with that process. It just doesn't work. You're going to hurt yourself, hurt your relationship, with always being too quick to conclude that somebody's just out to hurt you. You need to make an assessment, proper assessment before you conclude that. Oftentimes you find out that you don't need to conclude that they're trying to hurt you. Oftentimes you find out that, oh, I just didn't see what I didn't see. The same thing goes for women. I just didn't see what I can't see. Because you're dealing with two different human beings, usually two different genders, two different backgrounds, people from multiple different dimensions of experiences, right? You just can't see what they can see. So there's no eliminating patience from this process. There's no eliminating time from this process. Okay? You're just going to have to be that patient. Okay, for how long? I don't know. What value are you getting from this person? Is it worth it? If it's not worth it, you can also excuse yourself honorably from that relationship. I'm guessing that's easier said than done. Exactly, because there's value you're getting in that relationship. So maybe your best bet is to calm down and pay a little bit more attention to the not so obvious things, you know. But yes, hit that like button if you're getting some value from this. Thank you for all the 16 likes over there. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hit that like button if you've missed that. We're back, okay? Oh, by the way, did I tell you? Oh, yeah. Tomorrow is going to be lit. Yes. It's going to be lit tomorrow. Let me just make some noise about that before I go into the main story. Yes. It's going to be lit. Tomorrow is going to be lit. So I'm gonna have wifey here tomorrow, and marriage and game tomorrow. Okay, we have one version of the thumbnail says marriage and game. Another version says let me see here. Another version says insta marriage. Insta marriage, right? So it's going to be an interesting conversation. So come by tomorrow, okay? Make sure you're here tomorrow. Let's have that conversation tomorrow, okay? All right. So now, for the main topic today, let's round up with this today. Let's round up today with this. Yeah. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So I think Auntie B did a session on this last week, you know. Good stuff. But let's talk about this virginity story, husband has no dick story, woman cries out. Let's talk about this. This is gonna be fun. Let's see what we're getting to. Walla. Let's get to it.
I got married as a virgin.
All right, even in the first sentence. All right, let me play it first and then we'll come back to it.
But this happened to me. I got married as a virgin. This happened to me. Good morning, my name is Antonia Ogbewe. Please, if you have not liked and followed this page, please do. I knew my husband in the church. We attend the same church. And my father is the general overseer of that church. So we knew ourselves, we did our courtship, and we got married. It's been 3 months that we are married now. Getting home, I discovered my husband has no manhood. Yes, you heard me right. My husband has no manhood. Not that the thing is not functioning. He does not have anything below his leg. I got home, as I said before, I discovered that he was born like that. Is an handicap that he has, but I never knew before I got married to him. So I asked my husband, I said, what is this? He said, yeah, that is how he was born. I said, but during our courtship, you didn't tell me that you were having this kind of handy. You didn't explain anything to me. It's been 3 months, I am suffering. It's been 3 months, I have not enjoyed any pleasure. Apart from touching and using hand and others to give me a little satisfaction. I told him, how are we going to do this? He said, we can adopt children. I said, yes. So he began to tell me that this only thing is not the thing that completes marriage, that we can survive by using other methods. Since 3 months I have been suffering, I decided to tell it to my parents that, Daddy, my husband, the man I got married to 3 months ago, has no manhood. I am not going to stay in that marriage. My parents said I am trying to bring disgrace to them. They called my husband. My husband told them, yes, that is how he was born. My parents are telling me that marriage is for better, for worse. That I am not leaving that marriage. That if I leave, I'm going to bring shame and disgrace to the family, because it is a name that is well known. It is a name that is well known that I'm going to bring disgrace. They will say that their daughter that just got married in a very big style now is getting divorced. I am confused. I really don't know what to do. Always angry at home. I know sex is not the only thing that makes marriage, but also it is very important in marriage. My husband is telling me that we are made for each other. I say, yes. I wish you explained this thing to me before I entered into this marriage. I would have made my decision whether to agree or not. But you didn't tell me. Now I entered into the marriage and I discovered this, that you have no manhood. I am sorry about that, but I don't think I can pay the consequences. My parents are not helping matters at all. They want to protect their name and they are not doing anything to make me happy. I am confused and I don't know what to do. Please, lovers of good things, I need your advice. I need your opinion. What am I supposed to do? If I leave, am I breaking the law of marriage? Am I selfish? My head is, I don't really know what to do. Please, lovers of good things, help me out. Leave your opinion, leave your comment. God bless you. I remain your sister, your friend, Antonia Ogbewe. If you have not liked and followed this page, please do. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right. Let's talk about this. What are your thoughts? Let me see. I already see somebody. Gracious Greatness says, waiting do the guy 3 months now. Why marry this lady under false pretenses if allegedly this is the case? Good question, right? Thoughts. Let's get some thoughts in. I have some more thoughts I'm going to go through here. My wife posted this on Lola and Ola Instagram. You can follow Lola and Ola on Instagram, by the way, if you haven't done so. Okay, you can do so. This is let's see here. That's Lola and Lola on Instagram. You can follow. Make sure you follow. And she's always posting this funny slash marriage skits, but all about relationships and stuff. She's the one running that page at Lola and Lola on Instagram. So she posted this some while back. Then Auntie B did a session on it, and there were quite a lot of interesting take on it. I'm just wondering, right? That position that she maintained, what is that? Her bending that? What's going on? Anybody follow her? What's going on? Why is she positioned like that? Okay, and she sounds like she's asking people to follow. So is it a skit or is it made up or I don't know. I'm just wondering. Just curious. I'm sure since the video has been released, I'm sure all the people her family were saying face would all have found out by now. So the name protection is already gone out the window. It's Jackpot now, Abby. Like you're trying to protect my name, but it looks like she's reading a script or something. I'm not sure what she was doing. I'm trying to actually see if I can find a page of this person on TikTok. Okay, yeah. So it looks like this person does skits on TikTok. Let me see here. My father. Okay, that's what she does. It makes sense now. Okay. Oh, I even know I was logged into my TikTok. This is my TikTok right here. So she does like stories like this. 4 months with my husband, but 7 months pregnant. Okay. So she's reading. It looks like she's just reading. Okay. All right. Safe enough. Safe enough. All right. Now, let me go back to some of the comments. Okay. This is why we're here. She says, how does he pee with no manhood? Does he just have an opening from the urethra? I think they said this. I think when I was watching Auntie B show, was I watching? I think I was just watching quietly. I think there's a condition. I think there's a condition that starts with the A. I think there's a condition that starts with the A. No be juju be that. Let me see. There's a condition where the place where they pee is just inside. I think it's inside. It's like it's weaved inside, almost like Wekus, But it's a man because they have. I think they have scrotums. I'm not sure, but I think there's a condition for it. There's anything that you can think of exists. Just know that. Okay. Just know that anything you can think of in terms of deformities or a special type of whatever, they all exist, okay? And if you find yourself in this situation, you find yourself in that. Gracious goodness, I think in certain Jewish cultures, if a man is unalive due to natural causes, then a next of kin can do on their behalf. A cultural thing, I guess. Well, where we're coming from, you can do that. Yoruba people, they call it Shuyon Lokbo. You can actually inherit. Okay, you can actually inherit your older brother's wife, your father's wife. Okay, I have examples of that in my immediate extended family. Even the ones that claim to be Christian, So, a whole urethra, wahala. In the Catholic Church, a marriage that is not consummated is not a marriage and can be annulled. That's the sacredness of marriage. For better or for worse, no reach this one. Yes. I didn't even know that that's the same thing is true in Catholic. I thought it was only Islam. It's in Islam, you need to consummate the marriage, But this is to tell you that the reason why a lot of people hold on to stupid ideologies is not they claim to be is because of their religion, is because of their own personal feelings. Okay, they're hanging on to something because it makes them feel a certain type of wholesomeness, but particularly they're trying to control other people. Okay, they're trying to control other people. It's a control thing. It's a control thing to hold people hostage. So when we get to that line that they actually drew on the sand by themselves, they will try to move the goalpost. Okay, So, but for me, I don't have to read this in the Bible somewhere before I know that I wouldn't stay in this situation. So does that mean you handpick what you like from the Bible? Yes, precisely. Yeah. Yeah, right. Precisely. Yep. I'm not just going to, if something just doesn't seem right, I just assume it's not right. There's too many things with too many things were lost in translation. And because of that, I give myself permission to release myself from anything that doesn't make sense. Yes, even from the scripture. To me, particularly. Well, sorry, go. Okay. But now you're not a real true Christian then. How can you handpick what is yours and decide to call yourself a Christian?
Well, you're right.
What do you want me to tell you now? What do you want me to tell you? I told you now. I said you're right. Okay. I think I'm a Christ follower. Okay. I love the teachings of Christ. Okay. But if you pull anything from any corner in the Bible and it's not adding up for me, it just doesn't add up. Okay. I give myself permission to release myself. Okay. But the truth shall set you free. What do you mean by truth? Kilo me. Right? So it just depends. I'm just saying, where is the P exit? I'm sure there's let me see if I can find something, as a matter of fact. Let's see what we can find. I think there is there is. Okay, it actually does exist. What did I find? No penis condition. The absence of the penis. You see that? Can you see it? Let's see if we get some extra explanation. It's good to educate ourselves, right? Absence of the penis, known as aphilia. It's a very rare congenital anomaly. Okay? That means normal. It is believed to be a result of either the absence of the genital tubercle or its failure to fully develop, right? Just like you can have people who can fully develop to an average human height or harm or anything, you can have deformities like this, right? And it's associated with the level of hormones and chromosomal rearrangements. Okay, this is from the National Institute of Health. It's right here. Okay, from doctors, MDs, and all types of people. A 3-month-old was brought to the OPD by his parents with complaints of absence of penis since birth and urine being passed rectally. Ooh, this answers your question, Chia. From the rectal area is where the PP comes out from. When he was born, for this particular case, of course, it might be different for other people. When he was born, he was registered as a boy because his chromosomes were 46XY. The chromosomes is what makes you a boy or a girl. Chromosomes gonna collect with the. But with 9QH plus, those of you that are medical people might know what this means. Enlighten us. Local examination revealed the total absence of the penis. Heesh. So the absence of penis is not the same thing as the presence of kwekus for the lame ones all the way in the back. Okay, everything you can think of exists. Okay. wait, what is going on in the chat too? So Tiwa said, it is called spirituality when you feel it's okay to release yourself from things that's in conflict with your soul. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. That what you just said arranged properly with my soul. Well, in the case of the guy go bring artificial one, since him no get original one, make it the quality. Let's not forget that the wife is complaining here. It sounds like this woman wants something real. Okay, make it the quality him wife now. Make it the what? Okay, I missed something, but yeah. Let's educate ourselves before I go back to anti-statements here. The scrotum was well developed. Oh, there you go. The pora was well developed. Okay. The testes were palpable bilaterally. The anal opening was located normally. All right, this is an answer to your question again. No urethra orifice could be identified. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. What is urethra? That's the whole organ that produces pee, right? It's normally inside, right? Where is that normally located? Because I'm not really familiar with that. Urethra does sound like urine. It sounds like something that has to do with pee-pee. However, his parents had not yet decided whether to accept treatment. The child has been lost to follow up. The diagnosis is aphalia. Okay, there you go. We explained the nature of the abnormality, the intervention, and management options to the parents. However, it was much regretted that the patient was too young to make a decision and that his parents had not made a decision yet. They left without any further contact. Outcome: because the parents left our hospital without any contact, it has not been possible to develop a follow-up plan. Lessons: in consideration of the rarity, that means quick or normal. Not being normal does not mean wrong. All the lame people in the back. Something not normal does not equals to wrong. It's just not the typical. Okay. Rarity and devastating psychological psychosocial consequences. Okay. In consideration of the rarity and devastating psychosocial, this is a real thing. Just because you can't see does not make it absent. Psychosocial is a real thing. It's inside of people's head, mind, the cognitive functionings. Okay. Psychosocial consequences of this case, we accordingly call for active cooperation with doctors to minimize the negative impact of the malformation. What is malformation? Not misinformation. Malformation, malfunctioning, abnormal, something not typical, right? Early assignment of gender avoids confusion and contradiction. Parental confidence solidifies the child's own confidence in his or her gender. All right, there you have it. There you have it. That's some words that we have there. Okay. Now, before I continue back to reaction, I want to see what people have to say about this issue here, because there was quite a ton of comments on the video. Let me see. Let me comment to the chat. Make sure I'm not disengaged from you guys first. Born Chan says the selfishness of the parents and deception of the husband are mind-boggling. That's the actual story that we're talking about today, right? We can confidently call this wickedness. Yeah, at this point, because if it's like willingly doing the wrong thing, right? You're willingly doing the wrong thing. You can't claim that you don't know what is going on, right? But because of your own selfish attachments to your ideologies, right? Yeah, so I agree with you there, Bonchance. I rarely ever go towards wickedness, rarely, because I always believe there's something there that we need to know. Okay, but based off of this woman's story, so that mean has a bladder bypass somewhere else, and it's functioning, it's working. Wahala. Yeah. Anyway, let me get back to hit that like button. Shout out to all 23 of you watching. Hit that like button. Let's get into this. We're rounding up momentarily. Let's look at this comments here. Okay, let's look at some of these comments on the Instagram page. So my wife said na real wa. Okay, so she's speechless. All right, David Oyebolu says legally there was no marriage because it was based in deception, concealment of sexual handicap, It's a great offense in marriage because it's a lie off the bat, right? It's an outright lie. Where it exists, such marriage is usually not consummated. That means the marriage doesn't exist, basically. It's simply nullified. Like, you don't, in my opinion, this is one of those things. You don't have to go sign paperwork. It's null. That marriage is null by default. Now, for your own good, because of society, you might want to get some people signed that it's null, right? But it's already null by default. So technically, you're not divorced. It means the marriage is null and void. Even in the scriptures, there are grounds for divorce. Deception is one of such. Is deception grounds for divorce? Just lying? Because even white lies, deception, is that ground for divorce in the Bible? I don't know. Okay, I don't follow that anyway. If somebody wants to leave, they should leave. Precisely. Okay. Nothing good comes out of forcing people to stay in a marriage. Okay. If anything, you should be working on yourself, working on influencing attraction in a healthy way that you can enjoy. This is deception of the highest order. Please don't continue to suffer because of your parents' ignorance of scriptures and empty ego. There's a lot of ego at play there. You've got one life to live, and live it to the fullest. Okay, I like that actually. Some look up get up here says, can you give scripture from Bible where it says that? I don't care. If that was me right there, somebody asking me for scripture, so I'm like,
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
yeah, don't ever ask me for scripture to back anything up. This is all my opinion. Everything I say here is easier said than done. If your shoe doesn't fit, you throw it away. If it fits, wear them tight. How you did peace? Same question. Nice script though. If somebody doesn't believe that script. I thought I'm the only one that know this liar. If you need traffic, bring good content. Okay. My dear, you just need to go. I believe there are people that have gone through this. People who are arrogant and people who have ego, precisely this kind of ego that was even demonstrated in this comment. People who have ego and they might go to any length to protect that ego, including holding their own children hostage. Please, don't ever underestimate how far ego can destroy people, or how far people will go to use ego to destroy their own selves. Their own selves. Okay. You get, if you don't get it, forget about it. Uche Frank says, my dear, you just need to go and nullify the marriage because there is no marriage. And initio. Is that finitio? Or initio? Is that finitio? What does that mean? That means the end. That'd be something like that, right? Like on period. Somebody says, Walla Promax, you will not be wrong to live. The foundation of the marriage was built on deceit. I agree with that. I agree 100% with that. I give the lady Bosa for her bravery to let it out. To let what out? The story? Oh, to tell. Okay, yeah. All right. Gracious Greatness says, I'm not sure that will be deception. Deception will be something more like catfishing. We're going somewhere there. Gracious Greatness. So all the people calling this online or anything like that.
Stop the cap.
Wait. Is that not what they teach in some of these churches, some of these pastors that are mentoring people that are also trying to sleep with them at the same time? I'm generalizing. Okay? Is that not what they teach? Abstinence? In abstinence and absolute abstinence and virginity and all this kind of stuff, are you supposed to know anything? You're not supposed to know anything. You're supposed to get there and believe that everything is where it's supposed to be. And if it's not where it's supposed to be, is till death do us part, is basically for better, for worse. You stay there. That wasn't deceit. That wasn't information you were supposed to be previewed to. Am I wrong? Is Gracious Greatness and myself wrong on this one? I'm waiting for your comment on this. That's a good point. Gracious Greatness. Is that really deceit? I'm supposed to come and tell you like, I have quarrel when we're supposed to be abstinent. Is that what's supposed to happen? Kathy Durham says ground for annulment. I believe that is ground for annulment. I don't know if it's because of deceit. I believe it's ground for annulment because, bros, I am not subscribing to that. I don't care what I subscribe to. I am annul. It's null and void in my head. And then I'll put it on paper. Okay. That's me. Okay. Oh God. Somebody here says, get a side dude. Your husband must agree to it. You think this kind of husband will agree to it? Huh? Do you think this kind of people do side dudes? They were supposed to be abstinent. They were doing holy Christian, mother or son of God. Do they do side dudes? They don't do side dudes. That's not part of their vocabulary or lifestyle. Everyone wins. Husband keeps you as a wife. You get sex on demand. The kind of sex you get on the side from time to time, extramarital stuff, you think you're safe? Especially as a woman, do you think you're safe? Let's be honest. Are you safe in our society by doing that? What kind of exposure do you have to dangers of this vicious world by doing that kind of stuff? Right? You get sex on demand and your parents get it. Even the ones that you're living with, that you're supposed to marry, and they have 100% wola and kbekus in the house. Are you getting sex on demand? Right? This is cap. And your parents get to keep their precious name out of shame. Terrible, terrible, terrible solution. The pride says, me, I don't like to have sex before marriage, but I must touch and know something exists too. This is somebody who is like me, who said, the Bible doesn't agree with this, but I'm touching something. By the way, if you touch something, you expose yourself to temptations. Don't deceive yourself. Okay? It doesn't mean you'll do it, but you expose yourself to temptations. If you have that urge to touch something, you will expose yourself to temptation. God helps you, you win or beat the temptation. Okay? If you're a human being like the rest of us, you will struggle with this over and over. And some people struggle with this over and over, and they managed to actually do it. And they actually kept their virginity or abstinence, or but they were tempted. That shows that they were real human beings. Okay? So as long as you understand that, that's going to come with it, right? All right, let's see here. We're getting there. Chinya says 100% wrong. Which one is wrong? I missed that. What is wrong? It's deception. Okay. She said it's deception. Okay, that's the part she's getting to it. It's deception. Just because you're not Kerewa does not mean that if you have a serious condition that defines the marriage, that you do not let the woman know to take her decision. I don't know about this one. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. We're not supposed to be talking about Kerewa. Okay. Some people like Pastor K, they have been, polishing this small. Say, you should have conversations around, about sex. Like, you're not supposed to, from where we're coming from. Oh, that's Igbalode. That's it. But now you're following my lane. Okay, you're doing modern day things. You're not supposed to be talking about sex. So, from where we're coming from, how conservative those words were, even though they do it in the corner, right? You're not supposed to be talking about these things. And the suckers will fall for this. And the pastors will carry out those who wants to carry out. Okay. Yep. These are the struggles with lame behavior in general. When there's no nuances, it's supposed to be that way, and if it's not that way, it just means you're wrong. This is what is causing this world to be destroyed. Everybody just want to do like, all right. These are the issues. Bon chance, it is deception. However you spin it, the man knew he wouldn't be able to consummate the marriage. These people that practice this, they don't even know the word consummate. What do you mean consummate? They don't even know that word. What does that word consummate means? We are getting married. Kerewa is the last thing on our mind because we are holy. We are holy. You are holy. Oh, so holy. We're supposed to be holy. Kerewa is the very last thing on our mind. Some people truly believed in that and they follow that lane. Some of you are wiser than the rest. And you're like, no, you're supposed to at least touch. You are doing Igbalode. Don't deceive yourself. You are doing modern times, technology day. How do I say this? Another word I'm looking for. Okay? That's the modern day Christianity right there. It is okay to touch, to feel on it. See, I agree with you, but the reason why I agree with you is different. It's because me, I make my own rules in certain things. Remember I said that earlier. But those of you that really want to be stern with this thing, you're breaking the rules. Can we stop the cap? Finally, can we stop?
Stop the cap.
Can we stop? You're not supposed to be having conversations around it, where we're coming from. Right? How many of you grew up and your parents didn't have any conversations about sex with you? Can we stop? It's deception. And he led the woman on in the name of abstinence. It's deception. I'm struggling with this one. I really want to, I see where you're coming from, but I'm struggling with it. Okay? You're not supposed to talk about this. You're supposed to just believe, right? In fact, somebody said, but you will see something poking out every now and then now. Ha! You're looking that far, Eshe. It's a sin. First of all, that's indecent exposure. Second of all, you're not supposed to be looking. By the time you looked, you already committed sin. Isn't that what the scripture says? I took it out of context. If you're looking that far, how are you not going to get tempted? In this time and age, people are visiting the brother. I say, oh, it's okay, you can go and visit just to make sure he's a clean guy. You're not supposed to. But you can bring a friend along. Even that, he will bring his friend. What if he brings his friend and his friend say, nobody will find out. If you don't tell, I won't tell. If you don't tell, I won't tell. Gracious greatness, I feel sorry for this couple. It seems like in the 3 months, it seems like each one of them is already collecting water. It's bad. It's bad. You're not having Kerewa and you are looking forward to fire on marriage night to find out that it doesn't exist. That is traumatic. I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. I'm trying to. There's something I'm looking for here, right? We're not supposed to be thinking that far. We can all agree that it's unrealistic. That we've been basically practicing unrealistic nonsense for the ages to come, because all these people that tried to preach it to you from the ages past, they were all kerewine and they were sleeping with people's wife, right? They were doing all kind. I'm not really a Bible scholar like that, okay? But there were all kind of crazy stories inside that Uriah type of stories inside that same Bible of people that will give you the rules out, but they will break the rules themselves. I saw it growing up in the church that we went to. When I was 8-9 years old, we see bishops impregnating prophetesses in the pulpit while they were in the spirit for days. They came out pregnant. This is real life story, okay? And they weren't supposed to be like. This bishop had a wife. He's had a few of them. Anyway, another story for another day. We'll leave it alone. But what about it is so traumatic for the husband to communicate to his then girlfriend that he don't get Bola? First of all, it's a shameful thing. Second of all, two factors there. I'm making a case for him, okay? You can call my cap if you want. There are two issues there, okay? he's not obligated because they're Christians. They're supposed to be virgins and abstaining. Okay, he's not obligated to share that information because that would be sex talk and dirty talk. Okay, so that's one. Number two, it's a, remember the psychosocial effect. It's not necessarily something he's proud of. Okay, so he was leaving it until it's time to find out. Voila, it's nothing. Oh yeah, we can figure it out because hey, you're supposed to do forever, for better, for worse. Now, for better, for worse, right? To death do us part is being tested in real time. It's being tested in real time. Not everyone can just suddenly have a convo about sex and intimate organs, especially if they're not supposed to. Gracious greatness, especially if they're not supposed to, right? Unless they follow Pastor Kingsley. You know, I think Pastor Kingsley and the wife say, you should not say, not really, but they have their way of saying it. They won't say feel on it, but they're kind of saying feeling it. It's a sin according to those standards. I'm just letting you know. Now, are you okay with committing a little bit of sin to potentially falling on the top of Bola by mistake in his apartment? Just so you can know, right? All right, I'm fear-mongering at this point. Okay, it's not that deep. Okay, talk about emotional damage. Well, did he think the show will magically appear during marriage? God will sort it out. We trust in God. In God we trust. Right? He will sort that part. When we get to that bridge, we will cross it. Imagine the gentleman being in boarding school in the bathroom in front of other boys while growing up. And listen, you're traumatizing me right now. I have some images that I don't want to remember from that. Let's just keep that moving. Let's see. There's some other comments here. I am Kem says, I'm not staying in that marriage because of my parents' name. Your parent is not in the marriage. I don't know why that's even coming up. I know why. Because we are attached to stupid ideologies. Okay? If it's not right, you're not going to be right. Eventually, Orotaniki Baba Maso, I become Agbo, Baba Luma Pada Oparia. Okay? They will have to, it's okay. Right? There's usually one parent who say, don't answer that man. Leave. Or the father will say, no, I'm not allowing my daughter to stay in such a stupid thing. That's deceptive. That's usually one. But for both of them, the parents are just like, no. I'm not staying in that marriage because of my parents' name, for their reputation, because the relationship was built on deceit. This deceit thing from the onset. As for a divorce, because my mother wouldn't have stayed with my father, and she wouldn't have given birth to me biologically. This one is interpreted in another direction. So make yourself happy. Live for yourself, because our parents can be selfish sometimes. This is where somebody will be like, happy? Marriage is not about happiness. Why would you want? This is not about happiness. Duty, responsibility. Stay in it. Stay. One lame guy like that. What's his name again? MDL. I became up quick. Modern life dating. Some MLD. He said, well, endure. Just endure. Endure. Bad idea. Somebody said you can get annulment. This is deceptive. All right. I don't know. We don't know. Let me see here.
I got married.
Let's round it up.
Virgin. I got married as a virgin.
I got married as a virgin. This is somebody who wanted candy for getting married as a virgin. What I mean by that is that they were very proud of getting married as a virgin. This was a big deal to them, to her. Okay?
But this happened to me. I got married as a virgin. This happened to me. Good morning, my name is Antonia Ogbewe. Please, if you have not liked and followed this page, please do. I knew my husband in the church. We attend the same church.
They knew each other in the church. This is a big part of the story. This is a major part of the story. Right? So whatever solution you're giving, just keep that at the back of your mind. Now, if you're going to step out of that context to give solution, you're also telling them to potentially backslide or get out of whatever this faith is. Okay? That's what's going on right now.
And my father is the general overseer of that church. So we knew ourselves, we did our courtship, and then we got married.
So let's be clear. If your father is the general overseer of the church, it does not directly translate to I am practicing abstinence. Okay. In fact, for the most part, they are the one doing the most kerewa in those churches back in those days. They call them the children of Eli. They are the worst. They are the one who can't wait to get out of that house because they've been get inside for a long time. They can't wait to get out. Once they go to university, it's a wrap. They become bad boys. They join cults. Maybe not always bad, but they are the least to expect to obey the rules of those church. In fact, this is one of the ways that these pastors collect, because the children, what they've been preaching all along, when their children get to a certain age, they will rebel. Okay, this is a very, very common story. Not all of them, but very, very common story. So she said, I'm a daughter of Daddy Gio. It doesn't mean that she wasn't doing kerewa. If she's not doing kerewa, if she's not having sex, she was literally a sucker for the whole story. She was trying to play the whole thing out. She wanted to do the right thing like a robot. She meant to do the right thing. So she's not seeing anything poking out of his crouches. She's not paying attention. If he was, she's not looking that close. She just like, I trust you, God. I trust that you see everything all the way through. Very, very important part of the story.
It's been 3 months that we are married now. Getting home, I discover my husband has no manhood. Yes, you heard me right. My husband has no manhood.
That means he has no dick. That's a better way to say. He doesn't have a penis. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, manhood almost means something else, but what she's saying is doesn't have a man's private parts. There's no genitals. There's no genitalia.
Not that the thing is not functioning. It does not have anything below.
Wait. Not that the thing does not function. Never mind all of that. There's nothing there.
His leg. I got home, as I said before, I discovered that he was born like that. It's an handicap that he has, but I never knew before I got married to him.
It's an handicap. Come on now. Have a heart. This is not his fault. Right? It's not his fault now.
So I asked my husband, I said, what is this? He said, yeah, that is
what
how
is
he
this?
was born. I said, but during our courtship, you didn't tell me that you were having this kind of Andy. You didn't explain anything to me. It's been 3 months, I am suffering.
Let me ask you, ladies, if they explain this to you before you get married, will you continue with it? Will you continue? I'm asking you, let me come to the chat. Will you continue with it out of the goodness of your heart, and just knowing that, this is the person God has chosen for you? Remember, you're pastor's child or general overseer's child. Remember that, right? Out of that, right? Will you continue? Right? Will you appreciate the honesty? Since everybody's talking about deceit. Will you appreciate the honesty and continue with the situation? This is a big problem. Ladies, with the exception of Chinye. Chinye was like, what? Right? Would you continue with the situation? Is this honesty is honorable, right? It's noble. That if he says noble, right? It's really a sad story because it's true, because people pray some prayer of growing organs. Hey, voila. I have faith in God, but let's just be real, because we are living on planet Earth, not in heaven yet. Wahala. Shout out to your mama. Let's see. I really feel bad for any guy who has to go through this, honestly. For the guy, okay, at this point in time, I'm going to have to say he deceived the lady. He's a lame ass. He needs to tell the truth. Come on now. Why are you feeling sorry for him? Oh, you're feeling sorry for the fact that he doesn't have that. Okay, that part. Yeah. because the psychosocial effect of it is probably bigger than all of this whole thing. Because you can leave and go find another husband. He can't leave himself. If this is my brother's wife, then go annul that marriage, oh. I don't get time for nonsense. Wow. This is nonsense. Some empathy. I think this ties with the expectations, and they're supposed to. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All that supposed to stuff. So General Overseer is supposed to be doing Olofofo up and down. What do you mean? Why is he getting married in this first place? Not to. Jesus. Are you whining? Is this a whining thing right here? What's going on now? Not to. Some empathy now. It's not his fault. Right? I think Auntie B said it wasn't his fault or something like that during our own session. It's not his fault. I'm not saying better. Of course not. We should have our free will, make our rightful decision. Oh, so you're having empathy, right? It's a sad situation, right? Some empathy, a little bit. She said, of course not. We should have. She's like, no. She said no. Oh Lord, me wait. Ha, wahala. So you should die alone rather than get married. Not to. Let you die. Let you die. It is better to go through all that before marriage to still leave the marriage afterwards. I know, but would you say yes out of the goodness of your heart, since he's being honest? So maybe that's an additional layer of reasons why he was like, let me take advantage of, we are Christians, we're not supposed to talk about this, right? You're not supposed to be thinking, Kira. Why are you always saying, are you not a Christian? Your rewards is in heaven. Why are you looking for Kerewa? Even inside marriage, I beg you. There may be women who may agree to continue with the relationship. I'm guessing it's not you, Bonchance. Huh? Huh? I'm guessing that woman is not you, Bonchance, right? But at least you know what she's getting into. I personally would not. See, I didn't finish reading. There may be some woman. Yes to what? Daddy Gio, they do Kira. Maybe not. Did Daddy Gio come on stage and tell you he's doing Kira? How many marriage seminar do you have in your? Even when they do marriage seminar, how long was the session about sex? Was it not just 5 minutes and everybody kiki and all awkward? They couldn't even have the conversation because everybody is afraid to talk about sex. Am I lying? Let's tell ourselves the truth. Right?
It's been 3 months. I have not enjoyed any pleasure apart from touching and using her.
3 months out of a lifetime. It's kind of early now. Maybe miracle can happen.
And others to give me a little satisfaction. I told him, we're going to do this.
Wait, little satisfaction. Did she say I'm married as a virgin? What does she know as satisfaction? How do you know what you've never tasted before? See, these are part of the conversation we didn't have yet. How do you know what you have not tasted before? That's the whole point of being a virgin. So you can, some people call it, what is it? Something bond. Gracious greatness, help me. There's always something bond. You can something bond with. If you don't have so many body counts, you can better bond with another human being. But there's a compound word that they always use with bond, right? That you can now. There's a word there I'm trying to remember right now. Something bond. You can do something. You can bond better with a partner if you haven't tasted it before. No, not research. No research. Research. Research is how you know. Research. You haven't tasted it before. No, you can. What's the word? What's the word? Not couple bond. There's another something bond that they use. I'm sure somebody will remind me later on. But you can better bond with pair bond. You can pair bond. I think it's pair bond with a person when you have less body count. The lower, the better, right? So since you've never tasted it before, like you're not really missing anything. You're not really missing anything, right?
He said we can adopt children. I said yes. So he began to tell me that this only thing is not the thing that completes marriage. That we can survive by using other method.
What other method are we talking about? We are Christians, we married as a virgin. No other method exists outside of intercourse. Okay? Even if you suck breast too much, it's a sin. I'm just telling you the way we picture their mind, okay? The way if not that we're rebellious against all this stuff, right? The way we suck breast, that's for the baby. You are titani. In Catholic premarital counseling, they spend some time on the topic of that's awesome. I'm glad to know that. Right? I have a friend that got married as virgin, but she had sex conversation with her counselor and the hobby to be during marriage counseling. Yes, I am exaggerating. I am exaggerating quite a bit. But there's some people that really never went through this kind of conversations, right? I'm noticing that more and more churches are having this conversation because they are seeing the effects of people going into this kind of stuff ignorantly. They're seeing it. So I'm glad to see that. Even churches, yes, even when it comes to counseling, where we tend to say, don't go to pastor. No, relax. There are some pastors that are getting the cue now and they're saying, no, let me go and learn. Okay, you just want to make sure you can tell if they've done a little bit more studies beyond just the four walls of the scripture, right? In terms of how the human mind works, right? With respect to modern day romantic relationships, right? All right. So I do want to say kudos to those that are doing that because it's necessary. Okay. Yeah. So let's continue here. Let's see.
Since 3 months I have been suffering, I decided to tell it to my parents that daddy, my husband, the man I got married to 3 months ago, has no manhood.
Baba is like, what do you mean manhood? How did you know manhood? You're supposed to be a virgin. Did you divide yourself inside a marriage? Baba is like, stay there, endure. Don't mess up my reputation.
I am not going to stay in that marriage. My parents said I am trying to bring disgrace to them. They called my husband. My husband told them, yes, that is how he was born. My parents are telling me that marriage is for better, for worse.
Hey,
that I am not leaving that marriage. That if I leave, I'm going to bring shame and disgrace to the family because it is a name that is well known.
Will you keep quiet?
That is well known, that I'm going to bring disgrace. They will say that their daughter that just got married in a very big style now is getting divorced.
In a grand, confused. Big style.
I really don't know what to do. Always angry at home. I know.
Why are you angry? You don't even know what it tastes like yet. Can you be patient to work with your husband? Maybe there's a solution. Right? Maybe. Just maybe. Maybe there are other methods. I'm guessing that the other methods may not be allowed. Only holy missionary intercourse is allowed, right? What other methods are you talking about? Like what? Right?
Sex is not the only thing that made marriage, but also it is very important in marriage. My husband is telling me that it is we are made for each other. I say yes. I wish you explained this thing to me before I entered into this marriage.
Why? Why would I explain that to you so you can leave me? Of course not. I don't want to explain that to you. Of course not.
I would have made my decision whether to agree or not. But you didn't tell me. Now I entered into the marriage and I discovered this, that you have no manhood. I am sorry about that, but I don't think I can pay the consequences My parents are not helping matters at all. They want to protect their name and they are not doing anything to make me happy.
Now think about the mindset of a lady who needs to wait for the parents' permission to make this much needed decision. There's a decision that needs to be made here. Stay or leave, right? Just think about that kind of parent. That kind of daughter, right? That does not think they have their own agency, autonomy. They can't decide for themselves. They have to wait. They have to wait for their mother, their father. They were supposed to leave and cleave. In this situation, they find themselves in a crisis. They still can't decide. They're asking their parents. She's asking her parents for permission to make a decision. I'm not worried about what direction the decision should go. It's not about that. I don't care about that. Okay, she gets to decide for herself, but she does not believe that. In fact, while they often very quick to preach leave and cleave to themselves, they don't really believe that. Many people still run to their parents in order to make life-changing decisions.
I am confused and I don't know what to do. Please, lovers of good things, I need your advice. I need your opinion. What am I supposed to do? If I leave, am I breaking the law of marriage? Am I selfish?
We already answered that question, right? For me personally, the marriage never existed. For people that they want to obey every rule as far as what their pastor gave to them, people like her that needs a permission from her parents. Sorry about that. Right? Is she breaking the law of marriage? Where do we draw the lines for better or for worse? In sickness and in health. This is a form of sickness. Can we call this a form of sickness? You made a commitment, right? You committed to those vows.
My head is, I don't really know what to do. Please, lovers of good things, help me.
Lovers of good things.
Out.
It's the way she said lover of good things.
Leave your opinion. Leave your comment. God bless you. I remain your sister, your friend, Antonia Ogbewe. If you have not liked and followed this page, please do. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah, let me come to the comments. Before I go to the comments, let's first of all dance small. Thank you so much, Gracious Greatness. He said, you're correct. Them call them pair bonding. Yeah, so she was looking forward to the accent. Right, she doesn't know what it tastes like, but I feel like we have inherent idea of what it tastes like to feel loved, warm arms, warm hands, even sex. Yes, I feel feelings. I don't know for a fact. I feel like we already have an idea of, even if we've never done anything. Okay, this is some of the mysterious part about the human experience. Okay, it's like you know what food is going to taste like before it touches your mouth. You already know how to eat the food and swallow the food before. So just call cap on everything I said earlier with regards to that. So it makes sense to me that I should be looking forward to the action. It's another reason why people need to be calming down when it comes to how they interpret matters of faith and religion. Wisdom, much wisdom is needed. Right? She doesn't want the other methods. Right? She needs permission from her father and her mother to even know what the other methods are. Right? Not to say MOP, are you serious? So just because she's a virgin, she's not supposed to have any knowledge of sex? Well, I think I just answered that question. But that's almost how they come off. Okay, with the way they interpret these issues. Some parts of those vows have no biblical basis. What do you mean? Which part of the vows has no biblical basis? Enlighten me, please. Let's talk about that. Enlighten me. Let me see something here. Let's see. All right, we're good to go. Shout out to you all. We're waking it up again. Let everybody know. Share to your story, your community page. Let them know we're back. Shout out to all 15 of you that came here today to hang out with me. I did drop the link, but I'm not sure if anybody saw it. But I'm gonna drop it one more time, just in case. Last minute, we're able to capture that. Let's see here. I'm done, by the way. I'm leaving in a second if nobody calls in. Let's see. But I want to leave some words. Hold on one second. Okay, Anthony Igbe. Wait, there you go. Going back to our page. I want to see if I can see some comments here. All right, so I can actually be inside of my. All right, look at this. Check this out. Let me see if I can see some of the top comments really quickly. This is on TikTok, all right? Let's see if we can see some of the top comments. You see, my wife is actually here commenting. She said, "You need to leave now. That is not a marriage. That is deception." Even my wife said deception. I'm still not sure about the deception part, but it depends. What angle are you looking at it from? They're not supposed to discuss it. Okay, they're supposed to if it's modern day, right? Okay, all right. Tina Ben said the marriage has not been consummated. Okay, not been consummated. He should have let you know before. Please leave, so that you can have your own baby. Oh, he was being deceitful. Therefore, in a court of law, an annulment will be granted. You're not selfish. Seek the face of God for direction. See, somebody is still asking for face of God for direction. Me, I would have seen the direction instantly. Please find your way on time. There was actually no marriage. See, sorry for what you're going through. You can keep your marriage and enter agreement with your man to have external affairs. Kazim, what is all this now? Pray for God for direction, but the match will that open up everything to you. Prayer answereth all things, right? He should have really been honest and let you know this situation. What? How, Sway? Nowadays, I advise young ones to never go for marriage and relationship without a couple therapist. They have lots to offer a productive marriage and okay, disagree with that. He also needs a good medical. Anyway, let's do this. Let's round this off today. Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. Marital counseling, some kind of premarital program is necessary. A fantastic program that we just put together is called a 30-day. Okay, 30-day. It's called a 30-day smart relationship guide. I blanked out for a second there. A 30-day smart relationship guide. You can do this before marriage. You can do this during marriage. You can do it in divorce. You can do it if you're divorced trying to learn how to do this properly. Okay, it's 30 days. It's 30 days. You will go through it daily. You will spend about 5 to 12 minutes with me daily. Okay, and then you will also get to reinforce what you're learning with something we call active recall. Okay, this is the best way to learn, and you're also being incentivized for learning this stuff. It's 30 days. Okay, so what I'll do is like tomorrow it will be ready. The link that will go to it is loveandprestige.com. Right now it's still pointing in the wrong direction. I'm trying to even see, maybe I can fix that right away. Let me see if I can fix that right away. Love and Prestige, right? Love and Prestige. I might be able to fix that right now. That way, if you go there, you're able to register immediately. Prestige. Let me see. Prestige. I think I found it. Let's see. Let's see. Access. Oh, look at you. You guys are lucky. All right, so I'm fixing that in about 2 minutes here. It's now pointing the right direction. So you can still get the book, but you'll be registered instantly for the 30-day blueprint. It's called the Smart Relationship Guide. You will spend 5 to 12 minutes with me daily. If you know you're not going to be diligent with it, don't even start, right? I do encourage you to go get started. All right. The email reminder, there's something wrong with it. We're working on this as we go. Okay. So, but just set up reminders for yourself to come back there daily. One new session will be released to you daily. Okay. It's very likely you will get an email from me directly, and then you'll be able to go through that program. But I want to know your thoughts as you're going through the programs. Okay. And take advantage of, we have something we call the 3 dailies. Take advantage of it, because again, we're incentivizing you for going through this program as well. Let me see, did I fix that just now? There you go. Let me just test it, make sure it's working while we're here. Loveandprestige.com. Let's see if it works. Yay, it works. It takes you directly to it. You'll be able to register. It's free. Yes, it's free. You're able to register. And this is the best part to be our community right now. We're going to be building this out big time. So be one of the first. Be one of the first. You're on the ground floor. Be one of the first to join the program right now. You will see us make more noise about it too. Okay. But you can go to it. This is the link right here. I'm going to show it on my screen right now. There you go, right there. Loveandprestige.com. Okay, that's where you want to go to access it. It's free. Share it. It's a good program to go through before marriage. Okay, it doesn't matter what phase you're in. This is a program you need to go through. Okay, when you hear game, this is where you learn game. Okay, this is where you master your skills with respect to romantic relationships. All right, so, and it also gives you access to the personal coaching and all that kind of stuff too. And please, your feedbacks are welcome and everything. It's called loveandprestige.com. All right, now let me see what I missed. If I missed anything, it is not a slight disability. Please do not be dismissive about it. Listen, let me give you my last word on that. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Is this how you people will just dismiss anybody's son, or because he has a slightly inability or disability? I fear, my sisters. All right, so let's do this. Okay, the issue here is wisdom. Wisdom. Much wisdom is needed. Okay, when it comes to your faith, this is a very dangerous world. Some of the most dangerous people in the world, they practice some type of faith. In fact, the way they justify their evil and wicked behavior sometimes is their faith. Not any particular faith, I'm just talking in general. When people are obsessed with an ideology and it's almost feeling like a religion, they might justify controlling behavior, manipulative behavior. They might corner you and tell you you're supposed to stay there anyway. This is one of those cases. Wisdom. Okay, your own personal spiritual journey. Okay, because people are going to cast on you how they interpret spirituality, and oftentimes that usually will come off as manipulative. In fact, that's precisely what it is, manipulative, and it's controlling. Okay, and they're trying to just keep you in their corner to do what they want you to do to make themselves feel safer in a world that's just dangerous because of this type of behavior, right? So it's very important. I do not agree that anyone should stay in that kind of situation, especially if they're complaining the way she just complained. You need to leave immediately. Even if somebody taught you to stay temporarily, you will resent the rest of your life. And anyone in that world will collect, including yourself. Okay. Now, should you go and just create an extramarital situation so you can cover that base? Listen, sex is a beautiful thing. Okay. And it comes with a lot of passion. It needs to be contained. If it's not contained, it's that beautiful. It can destroy you. It can destroy everything. If it's not done properly within the right context, I'm not talking necessarily marriage, just proper containment of the kind of passion that comes with this behavior, yes, you might end up hurting yourself. So I don't advise that. I would just honorably bow out of that situation and say, I understand why you didn't tell me. Not really. I don't understand. That's weird. You're a liar. But I can't stay. You can't stay. If you were able to stay, we wouldn't hear about it. You would have done what you need to do. If you stayed quiet about this, does not necessarily mean you're able to stay either. Okay? But if in fact you were able to stay and manage this situation, you would have done exactly that and find a way to make it happen. But now you're crying out because you can't. So don't allow anybody to continue to control you to stay in it. It's not necessarily this kind of situation. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be about the genitalia. It could be about anything. But you found out that it's not what I thought. Right? You need to address that situation properly before you move forward. And yes, you should expect, your expectations should be that your parents will have one bias or other in one direction or the other. Sometimes towards you, it still doesn't help you. Sometimes away from you, it still doesn't help you. What you need is people that understand what's going on in a social context, psychologically speaking, yes, also spiritually speaking, because that's part of your identity, right? And everything else, holistically, they can understand what's going on. They can hear you out and say, and help you come up with a decision, because a decision needs to be made by you. Okay? Don't put marriage on a pedestal. Don't do it. Marriage, a good marriage, a healthy marriage is a function of healthy people. Okay? You need to be a healthy person. You can't live in a situation where you're resenting your whole existence, all in the name of you're supposed to be this way. Don't do that to yourself. Okay? You will just hurt yourself and everyone else around you. That's my personal advice. Yes, it's an advice. Okay? That's what I would do. That's what I would advise my kids. Okay? Virginity, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anyone. Be wise. I agree that if you're a normal person, okay, being an abnormal person is not a crime. It's not a sin. It's not wrong. But I'm talking about you're the typical person. You are attracted to your girl, okay? Even though she cover her chest all the way to here, you can visualize cleavage. You're sexually attracted to them. You're waiting because your act is a form of fasting, right? Lack of attraction is not the same. Like, if you have lack of attraction, is a problem. You should be like, your brain should be like, yeah. You should be like, stop it. You're committing sin. Stop it. Right? That should be the situation. That means you're a normal person. Okay? The absence of attraction is not what you're looking for. Okay? Ladies, yes, it's okay if you're like, I'm not supposed to look, but I looked. Right? You looked, you felt on it because you were doing what you're not supposed to do. You're a normal person. You're doing what you're not supposed to do. So you catch yourself, you say, stop it. No, not today. That's normal behavior. Don't let anybody tell you that's not normal. Okay? If you've been tempted a few times and you're trying to practice abstinence, right, you're a normal person. You're sexually attracted to that person. Okay? So it's very, very important to pay attention to this. Wisdom is required. It's not necessarily exactly the way I said it that's going to play out for you, but just enlighten yourself. And it's okay to ask someone, not necessarily your parents. I don't care if the general overseer of all of Christian world in the world, they're the Pope. I don't care. They're the wrong person to be asking this kind of question, because they are caught up in their emotions in one shape, form, direction or the other. Sometimes it's for you, sometimes it's against you because of their own ideology. Okay, manage your expectations around that. Okay, talk to a professional, talk to a pastor if that's all you can afford, and say, this is what I'm going through. Don't take their word as the gospel truth. You just hear other people's insights, and then you'll be able to make a decision, because you need to make that decision yourself, and the decision will have to be made. Okay. All right, so that's all I have with regards to that topic. So should a guy go and get a surgery because of body insecurity? I mean, I know he did for Nigeria, but sisters in abroad get body insecurities, could get BBL. I don't think it's relevant. If it was that relevant to body insecurity and being able to do surgery, he would have done that, right? I don't think it's relevant. It's this issue, as much as it's showing up as like body stuff, is more internal than anything else. It's more, there's a word here that you use that's correct: insecurity. And even if he does body surgery and all that kind of stuff, it's not going to fix it. Okay, it can help, but the fact that he has to bring another human being into it before he can sort that out is just given. It's so many negatives there. So I'm not sure if it's relevant. Now, should he tell the sisters if he does something, some kind of surgery stuff? Yeah. It's going to be a difficult conversation, but she'll still tell somehow, some way. Hey, I got something I want to tell you. I don't know how you're going to handle it. I know you like me, everything. In fact, maybe they've been messing around, right? But I need to tell you something. If you have that kind of stuff, ideally, you should be able to go through it alone in life. I know it's tough. It's a tough one to ask for. But your situation is tough, right? I don't think it's right to forcefully take a person through that if they don't want to be in it, right? If you find somebody, I believe there are people that will be okay with it. I believe it, right? And especially if you're honest about it. This is not one of those situations where you play games and say, is it honesty or full honesty? No, this is a big deal. You need to be honest about it, It is unfair to the guy to call his condition a slight disability. Listen, I don't know. It's unfair to the guy, as in is not an extreme as other ailments. This is an extreme social issue. Okay. Even men with small prick, they have insecurities, big time insecurities around this, right? Even men that it's not necessarily small prick, it's just that they're 2 seconds, or they feel like they're not good enough, or even if it's not that, if it's something that is easily fixable, if their wife comes to them and is coming off like they're not satisfied, it affects their sense of insecurity. How much complete absence of the genitalia? This is a big deal. Okay, I don't know how we're going to shape it or form it. Actually, its condition is extreme since it's a DNA connected. I used that phrase so that MOP could understand. Not because I was trying to be insensitive. Oh, which phrase? Yeah, please always tone it down for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Again, go sign up for the free 30-day. Go through it, because you'll be able to share it with other people. It's good for premarital to augment the word is it compliment, right? To help your journey. Okay, it's a good stuff to go through, and even I will go through it multiple times. Okay, you're gonna go through it first 30 days. I will go through it even multiple times, at least 3 times personally. Okay, if I were you. Okay, so but it's a good something to go through if you're trying to do marriage, especially. If you want to do it successfully, it's something that you have to go through. It's 30 days. Partly, a major part of it is a commitment. A major part of it is the consistency. Another major part of it is the idea that you can see yourself through a process all the way to the end, right? Even when it's seemingly painful, right? Even when it's not convenient. That's all part of the idea of the boot camp, a 30-day boot camp. So it's something diligence. Your diligence is going to be tested, basically, in addition to everything you're going to learn. in that process. So, and I'll look forward to more and more of your feedback with regards to that. You're going to see us promote it more, okay? So just get used to that, all right? Thank you so much for coming today. We did what, 2.5 hours? Not bad. Tomorrow we're coming back, okay? Tomorrow we're gonna be right back here for this one right here. It's going to be fun because it's going to be a conversation. Anytime I get to have conversation with people, it's another level of, of this experience. So my wife is going to be hanging out with me tomorrow. So make sure you're here to come hang out with us so we can hear your take on some of these topics. All right. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. Let me see. What's this? All right. Yeah. All right, so thank you so much. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.